I think the three things you should never do is one, never fake yourself. Always be yourself. Do not go with an accent that doesn't belong to you. Do not pretend to be somebody you are not. Do not act like you are something you do not. Do not pretend to know everything. That's number one. Be yourself. Number two, which is also extremely critical, is learn to listen more than you talk. If you talk too much, people will walk away from you. If you listen more, people will be interested in what you have to say. The third thing is always acknowledge when you do not know something. If somebody mentions something that you do not know, ask them, what is that? Or where is that? Or what company is that? Or what venture fund is that? Don't let them say something and then you just let it go by, because they'll assume that you know. And if anytime they ask you a question concerning the issue they've just talked about, and it turns out you didn't know, you look the fool. And that is not of value for an entrepreneur. So those three things are extremely important. Be yourself, learn to listen, and when you don't know, ask. Yeah, so it's definitely of value for an entrepreneur to do their background research, to know the keywords that get the investors' attention. Every investor has a particular word that they feel is a keyword for them. There's a particular interest they have in that particular keyword, so it's important to know what words these may be. I call these words trigger words. So whether it is something like clean technology or clean energy or education technology, which is probably called edtech or mobile money or something of the sort, whatever that keyword is, know it. Don't just go and throw out your pitch. That actually, to very many investors, tells them that you're not one who does your background research. You don't do market research. You just go and you just guess as you go. So that can be a detriment to you. So it's good to do your background information, and once you've got that, then you're confident to be able to go and make a pitch, which doesn't even have to last 30 seconds, but is more likely to make an impact based on the information you've got. There are two main things. I'm going to start with the second thing, which is the secondary thing. The secondary thing is your business idea. It's your strategy, your plan, your market, who you're trying to target. They don't want to hear you're going to create the next Facebook. There's already a Facebook. They want to hear you're going to create the next something new that nobody else has ever come across. That is what is interesting to them. They want to see how great your understanding of the market is. Then they want to see how innovative your solution is in that market. They are businessmen and women, and at the bottom of the conversation, it's all about how much money you can be able to make, how much impact you'll be able to have, and how scalable your solution is. But the first thing that they look at is you, the entrepreneur, your charisma, your dressing, your code of conduct, your mode of presentation, your eloquence. How much do you embody the business idea you're talking about? If you do embody it, then they can trust you to be able to execute number two, which is the business plan we've talked about. If they cannot trust you, if there is a sense of mystification or a lack of clarity or lack of an understanding or grasp of the entire situation or whatever it is you're discussing, or your business idea or the fundamentals of the economy and the society you're talking about, then that lack of trust is what you're going to do. So investors are keen to first get to understand and appreciate the entrepreneur, then relate the entrepreneur to the business and see if they are a fit. If entrepreneurs can't present themselves as the businessmen and women they want to be, or that their businesses need them to be, entrepreneurs will not get investments from investors, because the investors understand that the business is the entrepreneur. Well, the first one is that investors are not necessarily going to be of value to your company. A lot of people think that investors are going to add value to my company because I put money in. That is not right. A lot of investors come, put money in, and in doing that, take control of your company and bring it down. I've seen a lot of companies that have done that, a lot of investors that have done that to good companies. So investors are people you must, and it's very, very important for you to screen, for you to pick the investor that works for your company, and get the right individual from the start, not from the middle, because the person at the start can come and really destroy things. So investors are not always a positive thing. It's important for startups and entrepreneurs to know this. The second thing about investors that is a myth is that all investors understand your business. Many investors do not understand your business. So they may buy into what you've said or what you have created, especially in Africa. But a lot of investors, especially coming from the West or from Europe or even from the East, do not understand how Africa as a country works I mean, as a continent works, how Kenya as a country works, how the culture in Kenya is different from the culture in England or the US or in Asia. So as you explain the finances to them, as they come into your company to invest, they need to be clear about the processes and the procedures that work in our continent and in our countries.